Hello. Welcome, everyone. My name is RJ. I work with OmniFlix Network, and a warm welcome to one and all for this short talk with one of my colleagues, Isla Abhishek. I'll just call him in a while. But welcome to all the IITians out there who are currently present, interested, and very eager to know about Cosmos ecosystem, the blockchain behind it, and what OmniFlix is. I'll not waste much of your time, and I'll quickly call my colleague Sisla Abhishek, who will be coming onto the stage right now and introducing you and telling you about what OmniFlix is. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for Sisla Abhishek.
So, hi everyone. I'm Abhishek. We're building OmniFlix, as Chetan mentioned, and not just here from India, but also globally. And you might be wondering, what is OmniFlix? What is Cosmos? What is this hackathon about? That's what we are here today to discuss. So let's directly start off by discussing the details about what exactly we'll be working on, hacking together on, right? And if you're in the chat watching this on YouTube, do not hesitate to interact in the comment section. Make sure to comment, be interact within the session, and so that we get to know more about you. So quickly speaking, OmniFlix is a P2P network to manage, distribute, and monetize your media and IP. So in short, this is a platform for creators, independent creators, record labels, studios. For those of you that might be in the uh, you're in Hyderabad, but if you speak Telugu and watch Telugu entertainment, we work with Aditya Music, Mango, who distribute a lot of content, and so on and so forth as well. So these are some of the organizations, enterprises that utilize OmniFlix. To give you a quick, demonstration of the apps here, this is an entire suite of apps for creators, but let's quickly check out what OmniFlix TV is. So OmniFlix TV is a publishing platform. Here you can publish videos, and engage your community. If you're a creator, if you're educating people, and if you're creating content, right, so you should be able to publish your content right here. The difference between this and other publishing platforms like YouTube will be shortly shared, or you'll know this over a period of time. But at the same time, this is all sovereign infra, your own infra, which is completely under your control. So if you know more about YouTube, it is managed by YouTube. Of course, the entire infrastructure is provided by them, but also they set the rules. So if you want to launch your own educational series or your own OTT platform like Netflix or Amazon Prime, you should be able to use OmniFlix infra to be able to build out your apps. So more about that in a bit. But here is a quick overview of a video on OmniFlix. This is mock video, but here you see what is here you'll see what is an interaction. So when the timestamp hits, yeah, there you go. This is a question here right within the video. Without leaving the video, you're able to interact with the video. So from a one-way communication, which is normally how YouTube content is consumed, this becomes a two-way interaction, right? Not only this, you should be able to collect this video as well, right? Directly right from here. More about this in a bit, but today we are here to learn a bit more about Web3, blockchain, especially the Cosmos ecosystem, and how you can get involved, right? So let's go back. What to expect from this session? As mentioned, you might not get introduced, or you might not learn a lot about blockchain or Web3, but you'll get introduced to a few things, and then introduced to the ecosystem in India, right? More so the Cosmos ecosystem, right? And here we have multiple contributors, especially in teams in Hyderabad or building out of Hyderabad, including OmniFlix, Bitwit, and multiple others, right? These are global teams. A part of their team members are right here. So this is, you can take advantage by interacting with them and learning directly from them. Here is a quick overview of the agenda. We'll talk about everything that we need to know about the tech. Then introduction to Cosmos Hyderabad, what's happening here. The hackathon itself, that we want to we want you all to participate. Of course, everyone might not win, play to win, but at the same time, take away all the experience that you get, all the connections that you make, all the interactions you have, right? So that being said, key details about the Cosmos India Hackathon. So there is a multi-phase approach to this. So we'll share more details about that as well. Word from the contributors, we'll share details about our experiences, how you can get started, how you can dig deep into what the stack is, what this technology as a whole is, right, and how you can participate. And then let's take up questions. So meanwhile, even if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them right in the comment section so that we can check them out and immediately answer, or answer at the end. So what is Web3, blockchain, and Cosmos, right? In some sense, the term Web3 in itself is pretty flawed in its naming. So it's not an extension of what already exists, right? Or rather, it's not the next version of what already exists, but is an extension, right? So you have databases like Oracle, which is a relational database. Then you have, or MySQL, right? Then you have your MongoDB, or document-driven databases, NoSQL databases, right? And then you have what are ledgers, right? Blockchain is nothing but a ledger, database where you can store data in a time stamped manner. So in a sequence, in a serial order, you should be able to store that. I mean, it's a lot deeper, but this is a very simple explanation. You can consider a blockchain to be a database, and then you can write applications, using your front end infrastructure like JavaScript and React.js and so on and so forth. You should be able to go ahead, utilize existing stack, Node.js, TypeScript, all of these, to be able to write apps that interact with this DB, the blockchain, right? It is as simple as that. Of course, to dig deep into what this actually is, why this is needed, how this operates, and so on and so forth. We suggest reading the Bitcoin white paper, understanding the tech within, uh, understanding the difference between Web3 and, or rather, cryptography, cryptocurrency, right? And in general, like the multiple terminologies that are involved, right? Web3, blockchain, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, make sure to go through some of the basics. YouTube is your friend. ChatGPT, or any of the AI tools, Perplexity, and so on and so forth, can be a good partner to brainstorm, explore what each detail means, right? Without having any hesitation in asking, right? That being said, this has been around since a while, more predominantly since 2010-11. And Bitcoin white paper, it happened in 2008, or the blockchain launched in 2009, got much more exposure in 2010, so on and so forth. But predominantly around 2010-11 is when this entire blockchain space existed. Of course, this entire tech existed much before that, and it's all an evolution. But at the same time, since then there has been focus in being able to cultivate this ecosystem around enthusiasts, that are focused on privacy, that are focused on a lot of the benefits this technology offers, right? uh, First it started with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin blockchain. Then you've had like multiple projects that got launched, and then you've had Ethereum, right? A few years later, like 2014-15, you had Ethereum, and then you were able to write applications on top of this database, right? So imagine there being a database, and then you being able to write applications on top of it. These are nothing but smart contracts. And you might have, if you've heard about smart contracts, you might have also heard about Solidity, which is a programming language to write smart contracts in, especially on the in the within the EVM or Ethereum ecosystem, right? You can write smart contracts in multiple languages. It can be JavaScript, Rust, right? Other virtual environment support, Python, and so on and so forth as well. So language is not a barrier. You'll have to understand what that blockchain or VM offers, right? And then plan accordingly. So that's a bit on the tech side. If you're an enthusiast, if you're a developer, if you've hacked around in the past, if you've participated in coding competitions, right, or competitive coding, or participated in many such websites, right, or have a GitHub profile, have open source contributions, or even if you don't have open source contributions, right, explore this tech as a whole, blockchain, Web3, all of this, understand what it is about, watch videos. Of course, there'll be a lot of videos that are focused on cryptocurrencies. Ignore those, focus on the tech, right? Web3 and the Cosmos ecosystem in India. I'll quickly share a few details about the Web3 ecosystem in India. It has uh, Web3 ecosystem in India has grown quite a lot, and especially in the last decade, right? Since 2015 till about now, we've had multiple people that got exposure to this tech. Not only got exposure, it's not just knowing about it, but they also participated in the ecosystem. There are a lot of builders, creators in the space, that have origins from India, that might not be here right now, but have their origins from India, or worked previously at companies, startups like Swiggy and so on and so forth in India. So there is a lot of potential for builders, the talent to actually understand this tech and take it forward to the next level, right? They started off by contributing in various communities, and then they figured out a problem within the space, and then they eventually ended up starting their own startup, or participating, or contributing to multiple projects, right? Or ended up getting a job in the Web3 space. So all of this is possible. meritocracy thrives. Definitely, there is this notion of no usually people have this fear of starting off within a new ecosystem or with a new tech stack and so on and so forth. That hesitation will be there, but know that, like, if you do well, if you think you're doing well, and if you're making progress, definitely there'll be opportunities in the space. This is a very nascent space, and there's a lot of opportunity. So that being said, about the Web3 space, you have multiple cities, in the north, Delhi, of course, right? You have multiple pockets in Jaipur. Rajasthan has an active Web3 ecosystem. You have, Kolkata ecosystem that is active. You have Mumbai, of course, Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad as well, right? And especially with respect to building in the space more than trading, yes, there is, some sort of access to cryptocurrencies, but at the same time, more than that, people intend to build apps, people intend to build blockchains, people intend to build the fundamental tech that is involved, right? And that has helped many companies thrive, right? So see, in the last 6 years, there have been groups of people that got together, worked, and those groups ended up being distributed to form, like, 5 to 10 companies, and then eventually all of them started to contribute to the space. These are stories that you can hear within the Indian ecosystem, and definitely within the Cosmos ecosystem. So what is Cosmos, right? So I'll give you a quick overview. Maybe I'll continue. I won't skip the other topics, but I'll just explain with this image. So the Cosmos ecosystem. So normally what you have are generation one blockchains, which is the Bitcoin blockchain, which focused on store of value or money, right? The BTC, cryptocurrency token, right? And the entire database or blockchain solves one problem, which is focused on the cryptocurrency or the token, right? There are other things that can happen as well, but let's just say this is generation one. Of course, there are other examples, or other ways in which blockchains can be classified. Let's just say this is one. Then you have the ability to run smart contracts on top of the blockchain. This is Ethereum. You have programmability introduced. You have the ability to create, value with the data in the database, right? Like the application layer is the smart contract layer, right? You write a contract, interact with the blockchain or the database, right? And then, create value out of that, and then build a UI on top of that, right? So there are multiple ways in which you can make use of this data on a database or within the blockchain, or stored as part of a blockchain. And especially writing smart contracts is one way. That being said, if this is generation two, right, then you have, yeah, again, there are multiple generations, again, arguable, and there's a lot of debate, but at a very high level, you have blockchains that don't just have apps within themselves, right? But like how you have APIs, right? That, where one API enables, two databases to talk to each other, or, two application logics to interface with each other, right? So just like that, imagine if you had the ability to communicate between two blockchains with some protocol, right? So that has been conceptualized by the Cosmos ecosystem, right? And the image that you see right on the screen to your left is an image of the entire ecosystem with a lot of blockchains. Each circle over here represents one project, right? You have OmniFlix also over here, right? So you have each circle representing one blockchain as a whole, right? And all of these, like the lines that you see, this is data flow, communication between each of these blockchains. So they're all talking to each other, right? Just like how apps like Uber talks to Google Maps, the SDK, and then that made Uber happen or Swiggy happen, right? So just like that, you should be in a position to connect, multiple blockchains together, right? And form what is an interchain ecosystem. So the protocol that is used to enable this communication is called inter-blockchain communication, right? Inter-blockchain communication, or IBC, it's written over here. And this entire ecosystem is called the Cosmos ecosystem, or the interchain ecosystem, right? There are a few more things that you'll need to know, but at this point in time, you can understand that it is the communication between one blockchain to another that is enabled, especially within the Cosmos ecosystem. Of course, there are other traits. If you're enabling communication, then you can run your own blockchain instead of running a smart contract on another blockchain, right? And adhering to rules, or not just rules, right? Like adhering to the limitations of that blockchain, right? Instead of that, you can run your own blockchain, run your own contracts on top of your own blockchain, and serve an entire ecosystem with on your own terms, right? So this is possible, and definitely is enabled by the Cosmos, tech stack, of which, you have the Cosmos SDK, you have IBC, like we just discussed, and you have a lot of other protocols. So I'll leave it there, but the interchain ecosystem is something that you can definitely explore, right? All right. That being said, yeah, if you're taking notes, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let us know. And you should also be able to explore cosmos.network or docs.cosmos.network. We leave the link in the chat, and you should get started. You should be able to get started understanding a bit more about Cosmos, right? Okay. Now moving on from the entire ecosystem as a whole, why are we here? What are we talking about? We're talking about what is Cosmos Hyderabad, and especially the builders, the developers here. They've contributed to OG projects within the space. They've contributed to. They were responsible for for key innovations or key executions within the space. Things got shipped because of builders, that have their origins here, right? And here is a quick overview of the ecosystem. And this is not the first ever meetup, but this is the first meetup in a series of 3 meetups, right? So on the 21st, on the 28th of September, and on the 5th of October, you have what are 3 events. On the 21st, it is the opening ceremony of this specific series, right? On the 28th, you have another event, and on the 5th, you have on the 28th, you have a workshop, and on the 5th, you have what is a closing ceremony, right? More about these specific events later, but this is a 3 series event or 3 event series, where we are making sure we get people, students like yourselves, people that are contributing to open source, FOSS contributors, right? And people that are actually working in the space, right? We want to ensure that they're aware of the stack, they understand the stack, and can actually participate, build something out, maybe as a hobby, maybe as an integration into with whatever they're building, right? And for like long term involvement, right? If they can build out and participate in this hackathon, there'll be a lot of opportunities. So a bit more about that in a bit, or the details about that in a bit. But this is a 3 event series that is being held in Hyderabad, right? By Cosmos Hyderabad ecosystem, with multiple partners, including Witwit, Cosmos, which is a conference that is happening in Dubai in the month of October, just before Hackmos, right? Which is the hackathon that we are preparing this for. The run-up is for Hackmos here. Mantra, Union, Warden, Dora Hacks, they're all contributors to the Cosmos ecosystem, leading various events and cities within India. So we have events, this Cosmos India series has 4 cities, has events happening in 4 cities: Hyderabad, of course, Bangalore, Delhi, and Mumbai. And each of these cities will have 3 to 4 events each, and they'll be attracting developers from various walks of life, be it students, in general, enthusiastic FOSS contributors and professionals, right? Hyderabad DAO, is a partner that is helping, or that already has built a Web3 community within Hyderabad. Foundership again is Bangalore based, but they're present across multiple cities, including Hyderabad. Blockchain India is a community that has been around since 2017, and good friends of ours, and they, like, all of these builders are good friends of ours. And Blockchain India, has pan India presence as well. I think they have chapters outside India as well. So that being said, multiple partners are involved in the space at this point in time, right? And we are making sure, as multiple teams, we are bringing together, putting together, organizing this event to bring together the best talent that we have available here physically to interact with all of you, right? So what are some of your call to actions? What is something that you can do right now to take action, to participate? Come down to the event on Saturday. This is happening in Gachibowli, uh, between 4 to 8 p.m. right on 21st September, again Saturday. Especially for those of you that might be aware, this is happening at Draper Startup House, right, in Gachibowli. For more details, you'll have a link at the end of this presentation, and the link will be shared in the chat as well, so you should be able to check it out. First call to action: come down to the event on Saturday, right, to know more, to interact with like-minded people. Maybe your friend from your college might not be interested, or people in your university might have other things to take care of. But even if you're a single independent individual that is interested, come down. You can form your team, or it is always best if you can form a team of 3 that have complementing skill sets, that where you think you can pull off a product that you think can be built, right? Come down with your team, and we should be able to help you, structure your idea better, prepare for it better during the next week, right? That being said, let's talk about the second call to action. During these 3 weeks, from September 21st up until October 5th, explore everything that you have access to. Interact with people, be it on Telegram, be it wherever we share details about. Mostly it'll be on Telegram. So interact with people, explore, participate in join Discord servers of these projects, right? And be active on Twitter. Now, why is this important? You'll get an intuition of how things are working, and you should be in a position to better understand what goes on during the course of this hackathon or within the ecosystem. And who knows, you might also be able to identify specific problem statements that have not been explicitly mentioned, right? So explore the ecosystem, right from today, whenever possible. Attend the event on 21st, the workshop on 28th. Prepare for your pitch, your idea. There is a hackathon that is happening, an India-wide hackathon, a nationwide hackathon, that'll happen on the 5th and 6th of October, right? More details about the submissions and how to participate in that and so on and so forth will be shared. But remember that the nationwide hackathon or India hackathon is happening on the 5th and 6th of October. Now use these 2 weeks to participate, or get to know more as to how best you can prepare, so that even if possible, you can build a sample app during these 2-3 weeks, and prepare for your participation on the 5th and 6th, right? The event on the 5th, right, is the closing ceremony of this 3 event series in Hyderabad, but that is also your day 1 of the hackathon. So if you come down with your idea, we'll be able to help you polish it, right? We should be able to make sure you're well aware of what can be done, right? So this is your second call to action. Come down to the event on Saturday first. Second, explore as much as possible to prepare for the hackathon on the 5th and 6th, the nationwide hackathon on the 5th and 6th. Now, the incentive here, the reward here is, if you win this, right? And it's not just say one team of 3 or something, but it might be, top 2 or even top 3, right? So whoever comes up with an original idea, whoever is close to being able to demo the product, right, whoever can actually solve a real problem, or like get a workflow implemented, right, full workflow implemented, those will be the ideas that will most likely be winning. And of course, this is just for you to make sure that you participate, prepare for your participation. But on Saturday there'll be a lot more that can be discussed. And for each of these teams, you should be rewarded with a fully paid trip to Dubai between 25th and 27th of October, right? So this is your chance. There is a prize pool of 100K US dollars, for the hackathon in Dubai. And yeah, this is your opportunity to make sure you explore, learn, as well as maybe win, right? All right. So yeah, 2 events, one goal, right? On the 5th and 6th of October, you have what is the India-wide hackathon. Between the 27th and 25th and 27th of October, yeah, what is the global hackathon? So prepare for each of these, right? Make sure you connect with your, build your sync with your teams, right? And prepare well. So you almost have over about 6 weeks roughly to participate in the global hackathon, or maybe 4 weeks, right? 4 full weeks. So make sure you use this time well. right? Focus on this, maybe a month or like 50 days of focus, but there'll be a lot that can be achieved, and the connects that you can build during this phase are, are definitely insane to think about for someone that's still at college, right? So make sure you make the most out of this opportunity. That being said, yes, again, a reminder, win the India-wide hackathon to get an all expenses paid trip to Dubai and participate in the Hackmos hackathon between October 25th and 27th, right? All right, like this is yeah, and this is not the first time that it has happened. The hackathon has happened in 2022 in South America, out of which, multiple hackathons, they've been happening since 2019, and you've had multiple projects that came out of this hackathon, including some of the apps within our suite of tools that we built that came out of hackathons, right? Almost like a version one of our entire network came out of a hackathon, which we instantly won. So wanted to make sure like I let you know that this is no joke, right? Like if there is something serious, there is like serious opportunity over here, and people are ready to back you up with that opportunity. Make sure that they see you go through, push through the finish line, right? So 2022, 2023, it happened in Istanbul. Multiple projects, multiple team members, right? Like that have participated over here, demonstrated their ideas, and multiple people, like some of these projects got funded or funding due to the hackathon, or just after the hackathon they were able to like better polish their idea and pitch to various people in the ecosystem, right? All right, that concludes most of whatever we have to say. And yeah, if there is anything else that you think you want to know about the ecosystem, about OmniFlix, about Cosmos, about Cosmoverse, the event that's happening before Hackmos, which is like the annual conference of the Cosmos ecosystem, and if you have any more questions about Hackmos, do not hesitate to let us know. You can go ahead and register yourself here. This video also will be available, and this link will be added to the chat. Just let me go ahead, click on this. All right, just so that you know, this is the hackathon. We already have 180 registrations over here, so quite a lot of people are participating. You'll definitely need some sort of an approval for this event, for to attend this event. But mention your details. If you are from, if you have an official college email or university email, do not hesitate to use that. Register here. This is a Luma link, pretty straightforward to register. And yeah, we're expecting to see you all on Saturday, right? All right, let us take a quick look at any specific questions that we might have had. Not a lot. Okay, let's quickly take one question over here. Is it fine if you're new to Web3? Of course, it is fine. We don't expect anyone to have existing knowledge of Web3. Of course, existing knowledge will definitely help. But if you have coding experience, if you have development experience, that will be important. While selecting your team, a quick suggestion here is that make sure to select your team in such a way that you can finish a product. You should be able to put together what is an app, a workflow. Even if it's just scripts, that's fine. It need not be the UI also, but having a UI definitely helps, right? If people can interact with it on their desktop or mobile, right, on their browser, right, without the need to install anything or run any scripts, right, the easier you make it, the better are your chances, right? So while you're selecting your team, make sure that someone actually understands, at least one person understands Web3 to an extent. If not, has like good clarity on the problem statement, someone that can contribute to design, the design side of things, the UI side of things, or maybe the backend side of things, right? So just make sure you select your team members the right way. And also, you don't have to go ahead and write contracts, right? Like, that is not the solution here for every problem statement. So do think about it, do plan accordingly. Build apps, Telegram bots, Telegram mini apps. There is a lot to explore even for you, right? Like from a web 2 standpoint also, any web 2 ideas that you might want to implement in web 3, see if you can make that marriage happen, right? So it's not a problem if you're new to web 3. We also have some other questions around, I'm new to Cosmos, no problem, right? We don't expect existing knowledge of Cosmos. If you understand something in web 3, that is well and good. Explore what is MetaMask, explore what is Kepler. Yeah, we'll share multiple links, but definitely, understand a bit more about the Cosmos ecosystem, and if that's there, it'll definitely help. But there's no prerequisite to understand certain things about the Cosmos ecosystem. We do have workshop material as well that we intend to share, that has been shared, that has been created within the ecosystem and is a way to onboard developers. We should be able to share that as well, right? Let's take another question. Yeah, we have Crypto Seed also here on the chat, founder of Cosmos, the event that's happening in Dubai, and Hackmos, of course, the hackathon that we are all looking to prep and participate. What are things and languages we must know to win the hackathon? You need to know how to win the hackathon by solving a problem. It's not just about languages. You can just utilize JS, build a kick-ass app, and you should still be able to win the hackathon, right? If you know Golang, you should be able to build better modules. Your technical proficiency or your understanding of the tech increases if you know Golang and can build using Golang. Definitely, like, don't hesitate to say utilize AI tools to understand code, to get it to explain code, and to make sure that you get an intuition of what is happening. Of course, this is extremely complex. Multiple builders have been involved in the space. This technology has developed over, say, 6 years. So we don't expect miracles to happen in 6 weeks. But this can be a start of what you can do, what you can start off with, and where you can head to. So the potential here is in the journey, right? So make sure you stick to a language that you know, are comfortable with, and if there is a problem that you think you can solve, definitely feel free to explore, right? And if you already have an idea, or if you can think of an idea by Saturday, just come down, hit us up during the live Q&A session. Don't state your idea, but if there are any more details around that, don't hesitate to let us know, right? Quickly, what level of knowledge of Solidity is expected? I have only learned from Gitumbis. Can you recommend any other source? Okay, I do not know the channel here, but what level of knowledge with respect to Solidity is expected? Not a lot. If you know, well and good, right? There are multiple EVM tracks as well. So if you know Solidity, I'm pretty sure you know what EVM is, right? And you should be able to better connect the Cosmos runtime with the EVM runtime and build apps, right? So there's a lot of potential. So if you already know Solidity, that's an unfair advantage, or that's an advantage. Use it to your advantage. Let it be a feature. Don't let it cause you problems. Shouldn't be a bug, right? All right. One final question. I've gone through the Cosmos Academy website. Can you tell me which area should we focus on more? I won't be able to come for the offline meeting. Max, very sorry or sad that you're not able to come down, but you should be able to follow along everything online. And Cosmos Academy is one. Explore the documentation. That'll be one. For ideas, check out previous hackathon ideas. You can type Cosmos ecosystem hackathons. Hackathon is one. Multiple such hackathons. Let me go ahead, actually share a link. Yeah, there'll be a Notion page that we will just share right here, right now. So you can probably follow that, right? And we'll update links with respect to previous hackathons, ideas that have actually won those hackathons, and so on and so forth. So just take a quick look at that, and yeah, you should be able to better plan. And there's no one area that you need to focus on. If you're already familiar with say Golang, yeah, based on your previous comment, if you have some experience with Golang, you can focus on what are Cosmos modules. If you have experience with JavaScript, you can focus on what are Cosmos apps, right? Like apps within the ecosystem, right? And if you have experience with Rust, right? For example, you should be able to focus on writing awesome contracts, right? Like Solidity contracts. Yeah, what are Rust based contracts within the Cosmos ecosystem, right? And what else? If you have the ability to just say use Python and analyze data, that is also valuable, right? You can run a node, a blockchain node, get all the data, or like use public sources to get that data, right? And yeah, right, like you can analyze that data. Blockchain end of the day is a database with this data set, so make sure you make the most out of this opportunity. uh, try to learn more about Cosmos and the ecosystem and the stack, rather than a new language, or do something entirely different from what you've done before. If you're starting off for the first time, it's fine. But if you already did something in the past, if you say worked on a front end app, explore front end, explore applications, see what you can do on that front, because you then don't have to learn, say, TypeScript or React and so on and so forth, right? One final question. I know Solidity little good. Do I have to learn Golang also? So if you know Solidity, that is fine. You should still be able to say understand a bit more about Rust to write Cosmos contracts. But as I mentioned, there are multiple projects. I think Aleph Zero is one that's a Hackmo sponsor that also has EVM integrated. So there are projects that use EVM also. So yeah, make sure to explore such problem statements. And if you are comfortable with Solidity, use that to your advantage, right? So we'll be sharing the link to the Notion page with details about the hackathon, or resources that you might need. So it'll be here in the comments for you to check out later as well. So just check it out. And yeah, we should be, yeah, check it out. And we should be done with our questions at this point in time. Chetan, do we have anything else?
Hey, Sister, thank you so much for this presentation. Before we say goodbye, take care, bye bye. We just wanted to show, we showed this promo, before the session started. We just wanted to show the promo once again to all of you, so that you get an understanding about what you would be competing for. So check out this promo. That's it. Thank you, everyone, for joining this little space. And thank you, Sister, for your time and explaining all of us about Cosmos ecosystem and the coming up Hackmos. Thank you so much. Any closing thoughts, Sister?
Yeah, just very excited for the students that, yeah, very excited for the students that are actively participating in this session today. I know it's around late evening, around dinner time, but definitely very excited to see how many teams end up coming down to the event on Saturday. If you are not able to come down to the event on Saturday, make sure to write to us, participate in the Telegram chat. The links are all there in the Notion page that we have just shared. And stay connected. Even if it's digitally, stay connected, because this interaction will lead to a lot of things later on. And even if you're not for the developers, the designers, this hackathon might be extremely valuable, is extremely valuable. But even for the people that are not so technical, that have the ability to say sell, the ability to pitch and present a product, you guys are also very important to the space, to be able to like actually understand complex topics, right? Like synthesize them, break them down, and explain it to multiple people. So all of these will be factors for people to or for teams to actually win the hackathon, nationwide hackathon, or the Hackmos hackathon as well. So if you're someone that is keen, do not let lose this opportunity, do not miss this opportunity, and looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday.
Thank you so much, Islan. Thank you, everyone, for joining this space. And have a good night, good day wherever you are. Sleep tight and don't let the bedbugs bite. We are signing off for now. Thank you for joining.